All right, I was going to talk about David Baker and how he announced his retirement effective immediately. Do you think that's linked with all the emails coming out?
Dalton Breyer.
Aaron was just talking about this, right? Cancel culture.
Well, listen.
Do we know?
Cancel culture, okay, there's a lot of things considered cancel culture, obviously, because there's a lot of sects of the internet. And by sex, I mean SECTS, I believe, which is a bunch of different groups on the internet that potentially get pissed off about stuff. The thing that I'm referring to here is that if he wasn't caught up in that, the PR rollout of this was a bad idea. He's done this for 8 years. He could have done it in, what, 3 more weeks? 4 more weeks? Something might have happened. Something must have happened. But the way it was announced, you couldn't help but humans with brains going, oh, well, this seems to be oddly timed.
Mm-hmm.
In this
but don't you think even if these emails weren't like happening right now, it's still like, okay, this is weird, right in the middle of the season? Like, I still feel like the timing would be odd.
I don't think so. I don't think people would have looked into it that much because he told us he wanted to do it for a long time, so maybe we would be like, well, Dave.
People still aren't looking into it, though. Are a lot of shows looking into this?
No, I don't think anybody is. It's kind of passive. But he's also what I'm saying is, though, a lot of the people that thought that, myself included, when he retired out of nowhere, especially amidst this entire thing, I think if we followed, he was in Pittsburgh, he was speaking in front of a microphone representing the Hall of Fame after all. He was on NFL Network this morning, I believe. He's still doing some stuff. So if there was something that was potentially going to come, you would think that they would have got rid of him immediately. So I'm thinking maybe something personal, definitely something personal happened out of nowhere. I'm not sure, but it was oddly timed, especially with the PR email situation going on that was terrible and devastating that was happening to the NFL, you know?
David Baker's allowed to speak. He's allowed to go do interviews, right? I would assume some people are reaching out to him.
He was on it. I mean, but he's on NFL Network, and he is. Yeah. He was on a podium in Pittsburgh. So what I'm saying is the NFL, after this, if this wasn't a hey, you're going to retire type situation, which I think a lot of people immediately thought it was potentially going to be. I don't know if the NFL would let him. Go speak on a podium at a stadium.
He was on Good Morning Football this morning.
Yeah, be on NFL Network. I'm not sure. Now, granted, there's been worse decisions made, like the rollout of a lot of decisions that were made in the NFL. But I'm just saying that has kind of eased it a little bit because if that was to come out eventually, those things. Remember, he was in Pittsburgh the day after this.
Yeah.
It would be an entire thing, you know. Like,
he's fine then. Yeah, he's all right. They wouldn't if there was stuff out there coming out, they would never bring him in right now.
That's what I think too. Like, I think the NFL would very much be like, all right, so something.
Good. I'm glad that giant human is going to be all right.
Yes. Something had to have happened, though, right? I mean, something had to have happened.
But it's also weird that he retired effective immediately, and now he's doing like some big media run. So if it was something personal, like maybe he did just say like, I can't fucking do this anymore and just quit.
It's incredibly hard to silence
season.
an 8.5-foot man.
Yeah, big shoes to fill for whoever's coming.
Because you're right though, the way they set it up, it's like, oh, this guy's got to be a piece of shit.
Yeah,
you know, like with all the email stuff coming out.
This is just like the Sean Taylor rule. Where it's impossible not to think like that. It's impossible not to. You're questioning our intelligence if you don't expect us to at least ask. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Playing devil's advocate, though, he was just in the show. He said he will never leave the Hall of Fame. Is that kind of like a red flag?
Yeah, that's what you're not playing devil's advocate here. You're actually on the side of thinking what everybody said, which is something had to have happened, right?
Yeah. He might just be burnt out. I mean, he said he's been eating Burger King for every meal for the last
We did set up a
$8
$500 gift card.
Yeah, we had to. Yeah, let's go to last call. All right. Hope everything's okay, obviously.
Who's going to replace him?
Big
Paul Bunyan?
Are there Are there any 8-foot
yes, there
men
are. You
in
know
the
there
world
are.
left?
The Duke of Banquets in England who protects the Queen.
He could do it.
Maybe the guy on The Chase, another Englishman.
Oh, Beastie.
Beastie on The Chase, He's
John Taffer.
I was just going to say that, Diggs.
Odor.
Figured you were.
Hey, is Bar Rescue still happening?
I think it is.
Yeah, it is. For sure.
What are you laughing about?
I'm just sad for David Baker. I wish he was still carrying
You're thinking
the
of the
Hall
next
Fame.
person. You're thinking of Siciliano sitting in his desk.
Oh, it should go
The
off
next
his-
person who is
If they do
his
the
fridge,
opposite,
his fridge is oversized. You know the cabinets are a little bit higher. The desk sits high. The big ass throne seat. You know the next person comes in is going to get Siciliano. Is that what you're thinking? Is that what you're?
Did you by chance see Maurice Jones-Drew in London on Sunday
What is this
morning?
guy's deal?
Because boy, oh boy, he's getting the Siciliano pregame treatment. I'll tell you that much. It was despicable. I couldn't even look at the television. I had to turn the game off actually until the ball was kicked. Because man, they made him kneel down for the entire pregame. Basically,
that's the show. All right. All right. Shout out to MJD, by the way. Love that guy.
Yeah,
he's the man.
He's great.